Reef Hawaiian Pro from Haleiwa's Ali'i Beach Park is brought to you by Nixon, GoPro, Cliff Bar, Surfline, Flowwater, State Farm, Roadrunner, Surfing Magazine, Hawaiian Airlines, Turtle Bay Resort, Climb On Products, Wavejet Propulsion, JN Automotive Group, Hawaii Tourism Authority, Skull Candy, Supreme Sound, Oceanic Time Warner Cable, and sanctioned by ASP Hawaii. Finally, it's November and time to migrate to the North Shore of Oahu and immerse yourself into the undisputed mecca of the surfing world. This is the most powerful breaking surf on the planet, and it starts at Haleiwa, the Reef Hawaiian Pro. Sunset Beach, the original big wave arena, is the second jewel on the Van's Triple Crown of surfing. The Bonsai Pipeline is the most recognizable wave on the planet. It's here that the final stop of the Van's Triple Crown of surfing takes place at the Billabong Pipeline Masters. 7 miles of spectacular coastline and waves, warm water, tropical trade winds, swaying palm trees. Definitely this is paradise.
Good morning. We're here at the beautiful Ali'i Beach Park, where we're into day 9 of the waiting period of the Reef Hawaiian Pro, presented by Rockstar Energy Drink. Today I have a very special guest, Dave Stanfield.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Groundhog Day.
Yeah, it is. It's day 9, and we have Marty on the beach, and he's going to tell us what to look forward to today.
Morning, Shay. Good morning, Dave. Well, day number 9 of the waiting period, and tough to put a positive spin on this one. We have near flat conditions once again here at Haleiwa. Still that northeast swell hitting the coastline, and I'll tell you what, Lonnie's looks pretty good today. It's in the 4 to 5 foot range, maybe even some 6-footers by midday. We're currently on a standby situation because we are monitoring that northeast swell to see if it can wrap into Haleiwa. We're also looking at avalanche, which is just behind me. It's across the channel from Haleiwa. It really likes the northeast direction. If we see some contestable surf out there midday, we will get this competition underway. We're all dressed up, ready to go. We got a beautiful site down here this year. A lot of upgrades for the competitors. We got VIP and everything ready to go. We just need some surf, so we're on standby.
Yeah, Marty, you mentioned avalanche, so there's a potential to move the event to there, have some heats run?
Yeah, there is. That's the possibility, Shay. We were down on the beach with Randy, Bernie, and Richie Porter, the head judge for the ASP, watching that left. And if you walk just down the beach behind me, the beach sort of swings around, and you get a nice view of the left at avalanche. And it really likes this northeast direction. We were counting some sets. It's overhead. It's just a little inconsistent. But the forecast is for this northeast swell to develop and to increase throughout the day. So we're going to look at that over the next couple hours, and if it's showing enough consistency, we will get the Reef Hawaiian Pro underway later today.
Hi, Marty. David here. I got a question for you. I think you know the answer. The tides are not going to be an issue. No flooding. Tides are good and the winds are good. So when the swell does come, we're going to be able to rock and roll.
Well, that's right, Dave. The tides have mellowed out. Earlier in the waiting period, we had a really high tide with the full moon, and now they're not so high. High tide today around mid-morning, and it should be going out gradually throughout the afternoon, which will allow for avalanche to actually improve throughout the day with the lower tide. So we've had great conditions, great winds. Unfortunately, just the northeast swell direction, which is not ideal for Haleiwa. But we still have 3 days, or if you count today, 4 days in the waiting period, and we can finish this contest in 3 days. So if we don't get underway today, we still are optimistic for that little northwest pulse that we should see tomorrow.
Reality check. What about running heats in the 20-minute duration?
That is a possibility. We've already talked to Kieran Perro, the surfers representative, and in order to fit this contest in the waiting period, if we do need to decrease the heat times, the surfers are all for it. They just want surf. They'd rather have shorter heats and waves than longer heats and no waves. So we are going to try and do our best to get the best conditions for those surfers, and if it means decreasing heats or even doing multiple peaks, we will do that. We're consulting with the head judge, we're consulting with the surfers, and we'll do our best to get this event underway and finished in the best possible conditions.
Thanks for that, Marty. Great update. Right now, I'd like to welcome everyone joining us on Time Warner Oceanic Cable all throughout the Hawaiian Islands as well as Southern California. And we have a great program. As there you see the graphic, all the channels, you can check it. But right now, first we're going to go to that surfline forecast we talked about. We have that northeast swell that's hitting Avalanche and Lani Kea at the moment. And then we're waiting on the northwest swell to fill in. There's that storm off of Japan that's going to set up that northwest swell to fill in throughout the day and into the waiting period for Tuesday and Wednesday with bigger waves.
The bottom line is having some west in this swell to actually make it into Haleiwa, and Surfline calling this, what, about 8-9 days out, looking at the Lola charts and tracking it. Very important to see the westerly flow to it. It will then track over to the northwest, but look at it. Looks like things are going to start filling in for sure tomorrow on that new swell, which is yellow. Yes,
and Tuesday looks to be the peak of that swell and still holding solid through Wednesday. So we should finish this contest up very well.
Now, one thing we've known over the past, Randy Rick and team can pull a couple of audibles. One audible is having a day extended over the waiting period if you work with the North Shore local authorities. Well, it can't happen because Thanksgiving on Thursday.
Yes, Thursday is no event. Thanksgiving, we're all going to eat a lot of food like we did last night. Had a big event last night. Heath Walker was unable to join us. He has a team meeting this morning, so we had an audible thrown today with Dave Stanfield. We're really, really fortunate to have you here. We're going to get into a great show, but first we're going to go down and look at Jay Thompson.
Okay, we ready to roll? Hi guys, I'm Jay Bottle Thompson. We're on the North Shore of Oahu. One of the best places, one of the most exciting places I love coming to at the end of the year. It's been coming here for the last 10 years, and whether the wave's 1 foot or 20 foot, it's just the most amazing experience just being here, the weather, the people, it's awesome. This year I'm actually not even doing the Triple Crown, I'm actually having a year off. But I was so excited to come here. It's like, regardless if you're competing or not, it's kind of, you could nearly say it's like holiday time for the professional surfing world. It's just like a perfect holiday destination, palm trees, coconuts, and it's beautiful sun and pumping waves, so you can't ask for much more. It's awesome. Haleiwa is pretty much one of my favourite waves in the world. It's like I drive and I get this vision of the Haleiwa being 8 to 10 foot with the odd bigger one, and you get butterflies, you're super scared, and it's just such a challenge. You've got the craziest rip running out, and you just thrive on having that power, you just utilising that power on the wave face there, so it's just, you kind of come into your own. It's the best, I love it. A big day out Haleiwa, it's just challenging, but then you got guys that just have a knack of just making it happen. Joel Parkinson's obviously a force to be reckoned with out there. His style just suits Haleiwa to a T, and then Sonny Garcia is obvious, he's raw, brutal power just destroys the wave, any kind of wave with its consequence, so to speak. And then one of my favourites out there, I love watching Pancho. He's just got that forehand wrench that nobody can match, basically. I had a final out there last year, the year before, with CJ Hosgood, and he's incredible on his backhand. And actually, one last person we're throwing there, not because he's my best mate, but I love watching him, is Adrian Buchan. He seems to ride such small boards out there, and he's just so tight in the pocket, and it's a breath of fresh air. Instead of kind of going to the open face, he's just under the lip, and it's I reckon this year, I had a little chat with Adrian this year, and he's got his eye on the prize for the Triple Crown, so it'll be pretty interesting to see how he performs out there.
welcome back. That was an exceptional piece on J. Bottle Thompson. He's one of the best surfers at Haleiwa I've ever witnessed.
Burley Head board riders. Those guys are classic. Gold Coast, I saw Bottle bicycling around on the bike path the other day, and he just fit right in. So many guys travel here, and they're so glad that they don't have to pack every 7 to 10 days and get to a new spot. They can come to Hawaii, and it's their second home. We've heard that time and time again by a lot of the Australians, but now those that qualify, that can get here and surf, they're here and they love it. It's their second home. They just fit right into the scene.
Yeah, he had some great clips of him surfing Haleiwa. Right now we're going to check out a few clips of the last year's event with some of the highlight waves of some surfers and talk about what we're looking forward to in the draw.
Well, I think your brother is in the draw, and there was a mistake to start things off with. He entered this event. He's been paying his dues. He's been surfing so much. But we've got Corey Lopez, Josh Kerr, 3 standouts that kind of want to keep an eye on in this event where the waves might be 2 to 4 feet.
Yeah, we're looking at Leho from last year's event. This is when he really busted down the door as a young Brazilian coming into the North Shore and threw out a lot of huge turns. He really commits to every maneuver. You can see that explosive top turns from the Leho.
Leho Muniz, former rookie here, had to talk him to stick around for the photo opportunity, but he's pretty amazing. And again, sorry, but your brother entered this event, but for some reason, I believe the glitch went into last year's event, and a guy that has paid his dues in every prime, and I believe 6 World Tour events coming in as a reserve, he goes, I'm not in this event, you've got to be kidding me. What happened there?
There was a glitch in the system. Unfortunately, he was entering the 2010 Haleiwa Pro, and he had his credit card receipts, and the ASP saw that, and he got in, and he will be surfing against Carissa Moore in that actually his first heat, the second round of the event.
So it was going to be Christy against Carissa Moore, but Gadauskas pulled out with the ankle injury, grade 3 sprain of his ankle up at San Francisco, so anything shifted up, so now your brother's up against Carissa. That's got to be pretty heavy for him.
Yeah, he definitely, when he found that out, took his preparation to the next level to really come out at Haleiwa and give Carissa a run, because as we know in the past, you were telling me about some of the women from the 70s that really stuck it to the men in the 80s.
Well, it was Laura Blurs that really started things off, and she did get into the trials up at Sunset Beach, the Smirnoff Pro, but Laura was an aggressive surfer, very competent, and she did take down a couple of guys, and from what I've been told, those guys have not lived it down yet. It's one of the nightmares they might dream about, of losing a heat, the machoism. And then I would say the second best, we've had quite a few surfers, but female surfers up against the men, but the second best I think would be Wendy Botha. Wendy Botha took down a lot of people, and in one event, I believe in New Zealand, she went all the way through a men's event and placed 5th. But she did defeat a very prominent surfer at another event in her early career and took down some big names. So it's not the first time females have surfed up against the guys, and for Carissa Moore, well, you know, one of her first events on the ASP in a men's competition, in her first heat in Mexico, she scored a perfect 10. So watch out, Carissa's good.
Yes, and my brother will be out there trying his best not to add his list of names of guys beat by women.
Now, a lot of the guys come here from around the world, and there's that saying, do not wait for Hawaii to get a result. And unfortunately, if you do well last year, you're going to have these results that you're going to have to step up the plate and replace them. So on 8 scoring events, you're going to be asked to replace those events every calendar year, correct?
Yes, and one of those surfers that had a great Triple Crown last year was Heath Josky from Australia. We saw him make the final out here at Haleiwa. So he has some large scores in his line that are going to drop after Haleiwa and Sunset. Here's some highlights of him last year. And he's a big surfer, very powerful, but he also has those tail-blowing moves off the top.
Heath Josky's looking for 2 solid results, both here at Haleiwa and at Sunset Beach. And if he doesn't get them, well, he'll fall on the world rankings list. He's focused on the surf right now. And I don't know, I think a lot of these guys are focused on getting some boards made that will rival a basic beach break in California or Florida, right?
Yes, definitely. Here at Haleiwa and the conditions we have, it's going to come down to equipment. And a lot of the guys don't come with a small epoxy or a groveler board. One of those guys, Josh Kerr, unbelievable above the lip, and I'm sure he's got something in his quiver that's going to help him out.
Well, Josh, when he got married to his beautiful wife, decided to live on the Gulf Coast for a couple of years, and the wife said, well, let's move closer to my family. So he's been living and training in Southern California, but traveling the world. And all of a sudden, from air shows to Air Shows Incorporated and World Championship Tour events, Josh Kerr is one of the hottest guys on the planet.
Yes, he's definitely, we've watched him on the World Tour. He's had some incredible heats with Kelly Slater in the quarterfinals at numerous events. Fortunately coming up short, but always leaving a lasting impression in every heat he surfs.
Oh, a couple of years ago, you could do an air reverse and kind of cinch the deal to get out of a heat, and now it's commonplace. Well, Josh was the leader of that, multiple air show champion when there were air show specific events around the world, a two-time world air show champion, and now making it happen on the World Tour. Well, this event obviously has got a lot of stats. One thing that you've got to realize when you come to Hawaii, specifically these first two events, there's no such thing as 4-man heats, 3-man heats, and then man-on-man, whether it's a prime or a 6-star. It's going to be a dogfight, 4-man heat all the way through this event.
Yes, and those 4-man heats in these inconsistent conditions, we've seen a number of interferences through the years at Haleiwa. This is going to come down to some very tight judging calls. The head judge is going to have his hands full with inconsistent sets. And it's in Hawaii. Maybe in the beginning of the year, guys would let things slide. But here in Hawaii, guys are going to be fighting tooth and nail for every wave that comes in.
Here's some graphics we put together to kind of give you an idea of what's going on with this event. Really specific stuff, but 63 4-man heats, 2 surfers in each will event, but every heat it's a 4-man heat. And at Haleiwa, when they talk about being small, there's that left. And then sometimes it's a little bigger, there's the right, but there's usually not a split of the peak here. It's really rare to get two good directions to go at Haleiwa.
Yeah, the way the swells hit the reef, one wave will come in as the left, and then the next set maybe come in as the right. And when it gets bigger, it's a dominant right. But here, it's anyone's game when it's small out here, lefts or rights. And
take a look. And then we take a look at the 16 heats. We've got a lot of heats to run here before we get into the round of 32. For those that are looking for results, essentially quarterfinals on are what you want. Now this is a 6-star event in terms of prize money, but it's prime points, which means what?
The prime points, 6,500, it's equivalent to a 3rd place in a World Tour event. So a huge, huge prize money and points on the line here.
So that's good for a lot of the surfers that are going after it. Now there's those surfers that have never surfed Haleiwa. We've got a lot of rookies, but they're really good at fighting in 4-man heats. They've been paying their dues, and a lot of youngsters.
Yes, it's going to be really exciting to watch these kids as they try and make a name for themselves and look at, maybe getting the Rookie of the Year in the Triple Crown.
Next graphic going to come up, and we're going to take a look at, let's see, what's this one? Well, there we go. A lot of Hawaiians are here, and normally when you'd see a 6-star or a prime event, it starts in the round of 96. We're starting in the round of 128. And I guess that first round, we've got a lot of Hawaiians worthy of surfing in this event. Very important. 43 Hawaiians, 23 Australians, 17 from U.S. mainland. They're separated in the surfing world as regions, 16 Brazilians, 5 Frenchmen. A lot of international surfers.
Yes, and the majority of those 43 Hawaiians we'll see in that opening round.
Well, we've got a lot of surfers, Basque Country out of Spain, the New Zealanders are here, French Polynesians, yeah, wow. One is dominated, kicked off his career. Michel Perez is back, and it's exciting to watch what's going to happen. Charlie Martin out of Guadeloupe in the Caribbean, a great location there. Now, for Glenn Hall, representing Ireland. He kind of lives in Europe halfway through the year, but he's Australian.
He's Australian, but I believe he's always had the passport from Ireland. His mom, I believe, lived there or was born there. Whatever it is, he's representing the Irish, and he's doing a fantastic job. 17
different countries or regions being represented in this contest. Pretty amazing. But here's the big story, probably the wild cards. And what's interesting, the wild cards always have to go up against the top seeds. Our top seed for this event is Taj Burrow. Who's he going to meet? Well, Reef wildcard Connor Coffin. Let's take a look. But in the round of 128, you're going to see Sonny Garcia, Jack Freestone, and Kyle Abelli, which really is not known by a lot of people, but the ASP has 2 junior wildcards, and then a former champion gets a wildcard seed, and that's Sonny Garcia.
Yeah, they have that World Junior Tour now, and those top 2 surfers there without a seed in the 96 are Jack Freestone and Kyle Belly, 2 dynamic surfers who you're going to see a lot of in the future, and probably a lot here at Haleiwa as the waves really suit their styles.
Ken Gudauskas last year was pulled out, but now he's got another spot as a wild card, one of the 3 great brothers, the Gudauskas brothers out of San Clemente. Dane getting the call. He'll be in the round of 96, and of course, Carissa Moore. Talking to Jody Wilmot, Carissa Moore's press release about her going out into this competition has generated more press than probably any other press release generated by Ocean Promotion this entire year. And that's quite amazing, seeing that we've had an 11th World Championship, we've had some great surf, some big money on the line, but her press release has picked up by more of the mainstream media than anything. More people are interested in what Carissa Moore is doing than probably anything else going on in the world of surfing.
Oh, that's great to hear, because there's a huge interest, a huge push from these young women surfers right now, and Carissa Moore's leading that charge along with Coco Ho, Laura Enever. There's just such Sage Erickson. The young girls are pushing their surfing so far right now, and it's really cool to see the public catching on.
She'll have a good support crew on the beach as well. And again, she won this event a couple of years ago, coming as a wild card. She's real similar to what we saw with John Florence, coming in surfing Triple Crown in preteen years and getting her feet wet and making things happen. One thing that Carissa Moore has in her competition, she has an amazing ability to pick the right waves.
Yes, she knows this place so well. I've seen her since she was a little kid out there with her dad coaching her into the best waves, helping her just feel comfortable in these lineups around the North Shore, and it tells in her results and her performances. Right now, we're going to go over to Turtle Bay to see the lovely Layla Thomas.
Hey everyone, it's Layla from Reef. I'm here at the Turtle Bay Resort, sitting by the pool. Just wanted to let you know that during the talk story at Surfer at the Bar, they're going to have Pie Cow come in and talk, reminisce about the old days, big wave riding at the North Shore. See you there.
Welcome back. Before we get back in more action, here we have the Night of Aloha that Reef put on at Turtle Bay a few nights. It raised over 14 grand for a great cause.
Tonight we're at the North Shore Community Land Trust event. It's sponsored by Reef. It's called the Night of Aloha. Everybody from friends and family are here to celebrate what aloha means and what Hawaii means to them.
I'm so thrilled to be here and be a part of this event tonight, this Night of Aloha, and I think it's named really appropriately because Reef has brought all of us together here tonight to celebrate the Aloha spirit. And you know, one of the things I like about this time of year is that people from all over the world come here to the North Shore to enjoy the beauty, to enjoy the surf, and that's what our organization is all about, is protecting that beauty and the natural landscapes out here that make it such a special place.
What aloha means to me is it's kind of the spirit of Hawaii. It's what everybody tries to represent here in Hawaii. It's just kind of a vibe. It's the spirit. It's the whole, you know, community, and just kind of what Hawaii tries to represent.
People who come here, like tourists or something, they come to Hawaii, you know, they pick up that word aloha, and it, you know, it's spread all around the world, and you know, I think it makes them feel like, just like how I am too, you know, when I feel like I hear the word, I feel like I'm at home, and kind of brings you back to Hawaii. So I think it really kind of instills what we're about here in Hawaii.
Aloha is to give, and that's about the first thing I can always say to everybody. Give the aloha spirit.
When I think of the word aloha, I think of sharing with your neighbor, whether it's you need something out of the fridge or you need a ride to the store. It's just about doing something for your neighbor. And neighbor in Hawaii, it can mean your neighbor right next door, or it could mean across the island. Everyone's kind of like, it's a small place, so everyone's like one big family. And when you're a family, you know, it's a lot easier to share. So I guess aloha means sharing.
Aloha can mean many different things. It can mean goodbye, it can mean hello. But all in all, it's just a great word that we use here in Hawaii to just spread like joy and happiness.
To me, it just kind of encompasses all of Hawaii. Everything from the people, language, the food, the
the land, the experiences you get here, and it's just something that makes Hawaii unique. The North Shore is just a special place. You know, I mean, I've been coming here since I was 6 years old, and it was just a grassroots, you know, it's the country, and it always should stay that way. And it's just a mellow, relaxed vibe, and it's just a place that's rich in surfing heritage, and there's really not very much space to expand on the North Shore, and I would love to see it stay as much the way it has been and it is now for forever.
Yeah, the North Shore Community Land Trust is you know, set up by locals to protect basically the North Shore from traffic, big corporations, overpopulation, and basically keeping it the country is what it is. Keep the country country. Has been here for us, trying to keep us from overdevelopment, basically.
Keeping the country country is just something we like to say. It's something we actually want to do. There's so many beautiful places on the North Shore and in Hawaii. Keeping the country country kind of means, you know, not developing too much land and not letting, you know, too many places get taken over, or just kind of being able to have, you know, a country. I mean, we have Honolulu and we do have, you know, our cities and our towns, but, you know, when you come out to the North Shore, I just feel like, you know, we like to keep it country. It's a different vibe, and it's just a place with a lot of aloha and something we love.
Welcome back. That was a great piece with some of the best surfers from Hawaii there on that night. You were there.
It's just first class. Reef, along with PJ O'Connell and Heath Nutty Walker and the rest of the Reef family, putting together just a first class operation. The team was there, a lot of surfers there. We saw Uncle Rabbit K. Kai just turning 91 last week. He's looking a lot better than he did last year. He says he's going to be on the beach as the beach marshal. A lot of celebrities. Rob Machado joined in on the band. It was Joe Green and Troop up there playing the music, and just a lot of fun, and for a worthy cause about keeping this beautiful area beautiful. It's exactly why you come to Hawaii, why you come to the North Shore, and just showing responsibility and respect towards this great island.
Yeah, great to see everyone getting together to keep this beautiful country. Right now, we're going to go to the GoPro clip of the day with Sonny and Kalani. Those GoPro cameras get you closer to the action than ever before. Two of my favorite surfers, Kalani Rod, you'll see him in the Clash of the Legends coming up. And Sonny Garcia, he's in this first round, which is on hold for a possible start at 12. We'll make a decision at 11.
Exactly. You mentioned that if the swell starts to show, there could be a chance of actually starting an avalanche and moving back over here. It fills in. If not, we have to wait for that west-northwest swell whenever that shows. So fingers crossed we'll get underway, and a lot of heats to run. Anxious times for a lot of these wild cards that looking to make a statement in Hawaii.
Yes.
And then the youngsters that are looking, we've got about 20 teenage kids that are looking to make their statement and jump onto the World Tour. 2 or 3 are key to jump on the World Tour if they got good results here this year.
Yeah, this is the end of the season, and all those spots at the end are going to flip-flop. Guys are dropping points, looking to gain points, and it's all going to come down to these last 3.5 days of the waiting period here at the Reef Hawaiian Pro.
Well, I'm thinking that right now we got a 11 o'clock call. Marty's going to come back on, so you're going to check the internet right now to monitor the situation, right?
Yeah, and we haven't talked about this, but there's a Hawaiian Air Show going on throughout this event.
Oh yeah, the Hawaiian Air Show. Hawaiian Airlines, you take a look at perfect timing for maybe surfing the 2 to 4 foot range, a little quartering offshore breeze. You're going to see a lot of air shows differentiating themselves from basically big waves and barrel riding. You're going to be maybe shortboard surfing on some beach break type waves. And if you can throw the air reverses and the alley-oops or anything in the air, well, you might be rewarded. For all 3 events, there's going to be a big bonus, 250,000 air miles. Hawaiian Air is going to give those miles to whoever posts the best air, and I believe they're going to pick 5 a day, and keep an eye on those 5 a day as we progress through the Triple Crown and Hawaiian Airlines stepping up. And if you're from Hawaii, how great would that be to have 250,000 air miles? That's a lot of trips to Australia, obviously an economy, and a lot of round trips to California where there's contests. So you can save yourself a lot of money.
Yeah, these kids that are in this event, that would be a great boost to their careers to be able to travel with those miles and get to all these big events in Brazil, Australia, Europe. That's a great boost to their careers.
So not only getting through a heat, winning a heat, throwing a big massive air, and picking up 250,000 Hawaiian Air miles. Not bad.
Yeah. It's a pleasure having you on here today, Dave. Thanks. Look forward to doing the webcast here. Hopefully we'll kick off at 12 with that. Check in at 11 though as we make the call. I'm Roy Powers. Come ride with us.
The Vans Triple Crown Surfing presented by Rockstar Energy Drink. The Reef Hawaiian Pro from Haleiwa Zali'i Beach Park is brought to you by Nixon, GoPro, Cliff Bar, Surfline, Flowwater, State Farm, Roadrunner, Surfing Magazine, Hawaiian Airlines, Turtle Bay Resort, Climb On Products, Wavejet Propulsion, JN Automotive Group, Hawaii Tourism Authority, Skull Candy, Supreme Sound, Oceanic Time Warner Cable, and sanctioned by ASP Hawaii.